Hi there. Thank you so much for bearing with me. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I just wanted to record this just in case you happen to miss some things or weren't able to rejoin us. So I am going to start from the top and just give you the tutorial. So hopefully you can do this on your own or brush up if you need to. So the essentials that you need are going to be your preferably hardcover book. Should be at the very least 18 centimeters. I believe that is, yes, it would be better if it was a little bit taller, about 20 centimeters or more. It has to be at least 488 numbered pages. The pattern calls for 244 folds, which is a single sheet of paper. So that's half of, cuts your numbers in half, but so you'll see I had almost that many. So that is what you need. You need a pencil and a centimeter ruler. Those are your three essential things that you need to have in front of you. You will also need to have your pumpkin instructions that I have sent you. If you are able to print those out, that'll be better for you. Because you'll be able to kind of check off the numbers as you go so you don't get confused. But if you don't have access to a printer, it's really not a big deal. You can always get a piece of scrap paper and do some tick marks for yourself to see where you are in the guide. You can also just kind of count the folds that you have done so far if you get confused. But again, you're gonna have to do this 244 times. So you know, it could just get a little messy for you. You probably will get confused if you're trying to multitask while doing this or talking to someone. That's why I'm just giving you these things that you can do to keep you sort of organized. Another thing that would help you is if you have a large binder clip. So then you can kind of just clip pages out of the way. But if you don't have any of those, it's fine. They'll just your pages will just kind of be encroaching on you as you fold, but it's not a big deal. So once you have all of your supplies, you're gonna have to do a tiny bit of math. So what you would need to do is find out how many numbered pages you have. So that literally just means the last number that you can find in the book. So for example, my last numbered page is 487, but there are pages that are unnumbered. So we just have to add that to that total. And sometimes books start without being numbered. Sometimes there's Roman numerals as well. So for example, my book is starting on page 7. So you can kind of tell that or kind of, work backwards and see how many that is. There are going to be these front and end pieces as well, which you can count in your number. But again, find your last numbered page and then just add any in the front and the back to that total. So let's see. So mine ends with 487. So I'm just going to count 88, 89, 90, 91, 92. 93, 94, 95, 96. So 496 is my total pages. So you can take a piece of scrap paper and do this math if you want. So that's how many pages I have. So for a sheet of paper, when you're talking about pages, that means the front and the back of the piece of paper. For the purpose of doing this craft, we're talking about folds. So that means a singular piece of paper. Actually, I'm sorry, I've been calling it the wrong thing this whole time. It's called a leaf, which makes it less confusing, actually. So a singular piece of paper is called a leaf. The back and the front are referred to as pages. So I have 496 pages. I want to know how many leaves I have. So you would just divide that number in half. So I am terrible at math, so I am going to use a calculator here. 496 divided by 2 is 248. All right, so 248 is the number of leaves I have. So for the purpose of this craft, we are going to be concerned with leaves. So we need 244 leaves to be working with for this template. I have 248 leaves. So you're going to take your number of leaves that you have and you're going to subtract 244 from that. For example, my book has 248 leaves. I'm subtracting 244 from that number. So I'm left with 4. So that's how many leaves I have that I don't need for the pattern. So from here, you're going to divide that number in half to see your starting leave. So mine's super easy, it's just 2. So then I would start. So count my leaves. So again, that's a singular piece of paper. So 1, 2. So the very next one is going to be where I'm starting to mark and fold. So everyone's is going to be different. You know, we're all using different books. So there's going to be 2 left over in the front and 2 left over in the back is what that means. So once you have that figured out, that's when you're going to start marking and folding. So I'm going to start with my one that I haven't done yet. And I am going to fix this so you can kind of see what I'm working with here. So once you find where your starting place is, so this is how you normally would look at a book. When it's facing you, you're just going to tilt it this way. So when you're looking at it, this way, you're going to tilt it this way. So the right side of it is going to be on top. So in front of me, I have the left side down here, the right side at the top. So now is where your ruler is going to come into play. So you need your centimeter ruler. You're going to take that and line up your first line with the top, or now the left side of your book, the very top. Leave yourself a little bit of a lip here, because that's where you're going to do your pencil markings. And then you need your pumpkin guide, whether it's in front of you on paper or on your laptop, wherever you're looking at it. So it kind of looks like just a bunch of numbers. So the number on the very left is going to be your fold number. So that's basically like your step number. Mark 1 and Mark 2 are referring to where on the ruler you have to mark on your page. So the first number is going to be centimeter. After the decimal point, it's going to be the millimeter number. So those little tiny lines in between the centimeters. So you'll see our first step or our fold is going to be, our first mark is 11. Our second mark is 13.2. So again, you have your ruler. The first line is up against the top, or now the left side of your book. Leave a little bit of an edge so you can make a small pencil marking at the top here. Find 11 centimeters and just make a little pencil marking. And then find 13 centimeters, 2 millimeters. That's going to be your second marking. Just make a little pencil mark for yourself. And then you're going to start folding. So you're going to take from the left side here and kind of make a nice 90-degree triangle here. Right to where your pencil marking is going to be the point. And then do the same thing on the left side. So the point is going to be where your markings are. That's where the end of it is. So then it becomes kind of a little shape here on the edge, which is going to form your pumpkin. Once you kind of get deeper into it, which I will show you, there's going to be some really, really tiny close together ones. Like for example, this one, I think it was 1 millimeter apart. So it gets a little bit challenging. Sometimes your paper might rip, but I'm telling you, your pumpkin's going to look amazing no matter what happens here. You want to try to make 90-degree angles as much as you can. The farther away from the edge that you have to go, it's not going to be possible to do that. Like for example here on this one, and you'll get some fold over with the corners as well. That's fine. It's just going to make it a little bit puffier, but it really doesn't matter and kind of looks amazing either way. So that's pretty much what you have to do. You just kind of have to mark and fold, mark and fold. So you do have to do that 244 times, not all that difficult, just kind of time consuming and tedious. But for me, I had to stop and start a few times just because, you know, I'm going about my normal day while trying to do this as well. But it'll probably take about an hour and a half, maybe less, maybe more, depending on your speed. If you're doing things while also trying to do this, it does get kind of nice and repetitive and kind of soothing and stress relieving. So hopefully you'll find it like that as well. But yeah, if you have it, again, printed out, the steps, you can just mark off as you go, keep going, and before you know it, you'll be all done. So super cute. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I would love to see how yours turns out, so you can always email me a picture. You can tag us on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll repost it if you'd like. And I also sent you the instructions that basically tells you about the starting point and how to get to that. That also includes a heart template, which is much less steps. There's only 45 that you have to do. And I've made the heart before, not this particular heart, but it does come out really cute. And you'll have just a cute little collection of folded books. Thanks so much again. Hope to see you again soon.